You're gonna want to stick around for this one because this is my brand new exclusive lightsaber over at Vader Sabers. This is the Shadowfall. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. Today we're taking a look at a special lightsaber. This is my second custom lightsaber with Vader Sabers, and it's exciting because we'll take a look at kind of where this all started, because it wasn't a lightsaber. It kind of had a little design journey over its little production life here, and believe it or not, this has been kind of in the works just as long as the duality has been around, for about 2 years in design and idea. It's not an overnight thing. Sometimes a design just sits around for quite some time. But I've got images on this, you know, in text messages and like the design and everything back to I think like October 2023, but I started working on it just a bit before that, so I want to say August, September or so, when I actually did the first design of this, and this was not a lightsaber. So before we dig on into this, I need to send a huge thank you to my friends over at Vader Sabers, because they have not only made the duality happen for me, they have also made this crazy little design of mine come to life. And it's kind of really nice, honestly, to work with the same person on a couple of different designs, because you kind of know what the workflow is going to be. You trust that person to get it done, and man, it's here. And boy, did this was a pain in the butt, kind of, I'll be honest with you. So a huge thank you to Russell over at Vader Sabers for making this happen. And before we dig on into this, I want to thank all my new channel members for joining and helping support the channel. You guys are amazing. Every little piece of help keeps this channel going forward, and you are now part of helping this channel grow. And for those of you that are brand new and stopping by for a new lightsaber, please drop on down, hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. And if you want to offer a little bit of support, drop down, hit that join button. And as always, thank you to everybody for stopping back for another video. Now, let's get on in to this unboxing. So now there's a lot of options for this lightsaber. You can get it with the box, without the box, with the blade, without a blade, installed, empty, you know, so. And of course, if you have any questions, just reach out to Vader Sabers. They have great customer service. All right, let's dig on into this bad boy. So we have the hilt right here. That always reminds me now of something Teal'c would have from Stargate. It just feels like a, you know, a tactical military weapon that if Teal'c was, you know, a Jedi or Jedi in training, this would be his lightsaber of choice.
Indeed.
It also comes with this really nice metal blade plug here, which also kind of reminds me of the Stargate. I really like these blade plugs. Very simple, but very nice looking. And then we have our USB battery charger, our tools, we have a couple Allen keys and some retention screws. This does take 2 Allen keys. Up on here, we have the top retention screw here, which is a smaller, and right there at the bottom, take out the chassis, we have 2 more screws that are slightly larger, so you should have 2 Allen keys. And we have these beautiful, beautiful plaques made by our friends at Quest Design Canada. Now, these are numbered plaques because we are only making 100. Unlike the duality, where we didn't really know if we'd make more than 100, if we would do a second run. Will it be more of a like a legacy lightsaber that I'm gonna kind of stick around, and you could just go to Vader Sabers and that'll be like my signature lightsaber, which will be the duality. We didn't know, and we still don't know if we're going to do another run. We've been talking about a possible steel version of the duality where we can kind of, you know, really heat stain the top with blow torches and stuff like that. But you know, it's up in the air. But we do know what we're doing with the Shadowfall. We're only making 100 of these, and this here is one of 100. So at this point, there will only be 99 available because I've got the first one. And down here at the bottom, I really like this because I haven't seen a black stand come through here from any of the manufacturers. This is really cool. Let me show you what this would look like. It's kind of stealthy, especially with this particular lightsaber here. And where's the plaque? And then we can pop the plaque right there on the front. Really, really nice display. It looks very museum style with this black acrylic bottom here. Now let's dig on into this lightsaber a little bit. Now, what's cool about this lightsaber is that it is very different than other ones. You know, it kind of has a little bit of that style of maybe like Ahsoka, where it's not round, it's more of a rectangular shape here. Where this started was not a lightsaber, and let me explain that. I was originally designing something more like a blaster. There was no idea of a lightsaber in sight. And then I was thinking, I'm like, you know what would be cool? That idea of Ezra's first lightsaber, where it was a blaster and a lightsaber at the same time. So what if you were able to use it as a blaster, but then disconnect for up-close battle? So the whole design was that the Shadowfall lightsaber that you see now was the whole midsection of the blaster. It would have had a light or a laser scope on top here, along with the handle and trigger at the bottom, and that whole thing would have been one piece that would have slipped off, and you can use the whole midsection here as a full lightsaber with an adjustable blade size. So this immediately could have been adjusted to a dagger, which, not for nothing, that's pretty damn cool, right? Then you could have done a quick blade adjustment for a more Shoto-sized blade. And of course, it could have been a full-size lightsaber. This started basically at the same time as the Duality. But you know, it took the back burner. Duality came out first. I mean, this goes way back to the summer of 2023 or early fall of 2023, and has been worked on every now and then since. But after we released the Duality, you know, we kind of let this sit and kind of simmer for a little bit. Then we were like, all right, well, what are we doing next? And then Russell said, remember that other one? And then he sent me a photo. I was like, oh yeah, that one. I was working on that for a while. So let's put that into production. So I was like, all right, you know, the thing is with that, you really just don't know what people are gonna like. You know, putting music out in the world, or putting a product, or anything you do that you put out in the world. It could even be a restaurant. Is someone gonna like your restaurant? Is someone gonna like your pizza or your pasta or how you make your hamburgers? Is anyone even going to like your product? So we put it into production, and for the better part of the last year, since we put out the Duality, we've been going back and forth with this lightsaber. And I can't say it's been easy, though it looks so simple. It had more of that rectangular shape, and getting it to the right size that it felt right in the hand, that was a little tricky. So here is the original when it was originally getting modeled. So this was the first finalized 3D print that we had out, and unfortunately, as cool as it looked, it came all white. I just painted it up a little bit, but I mean, you could see things may have changed a little bit from this. Let me put it on this side here. This one was significantly larger, almost about another inch and a half taller. And as cool as it looked, it did not feel very good in the hand. It was too thick. It felt like, you know, this was the original, and then Disney came along and made their bloated version, and that's what this one was, you know. However, still very cool. You can see how thick it is just by how my hand sits on it. You can see my thumb just touches one of my fingers here. And then I was like, it's just too thick. We have to get it thinner. And now it's that much thinner. So now my thumb comes up, you know, pretty far up onto my middle finger there. So you could see how different that really is. Now with that going back and forth, literally for months, you know, we talked about paint color, which this isn't even the original paint color that I wanted, but this is what came in. And you know, after a while, it kind of grew on me because it looked tactical. Still not what I wanted, but it still looked really cool. What I wanted was just a jet black top with a couple of shades lighter on the side to look like a blaster. But this kind of dark, muted hunter green kind of came in. And I went back and forth and drove Russell crazy. But it kind of grew on me. I mean, even though it has this green tone, it has its own look and its own feel, and now I really dig it. So unfortunately, in shrinking down the body, we also had to shrink down, which is always a toss-up. When you do this, you have to do that. But to make this thinner and a little bit smaller, we did have to shrink down the chassis, and we had to make the speaker a little bit smaller. This one, I believe, was originally a 26 millimeter speaker, and now we're down into a 22 millimeter speaker. But how it's designed, you know, we have some really nice open vents in the back there. And you can also see that in my original design, I didn't have any buttons or anything that you could see. So the buttons are actually hidden. Right on top there, we have the auxiliary. It is a 2-button Profi, so we have the auxiliary and we have the power. So the process of this over the past 2 years, though it is a very simple looking design, was a pain in the butt, man. It was like, if you wanted to change one little thing due to time zones and you know Vader Sabers being the middleman and going back and forth, and me wanting to change this or change that or whatever it happened to be, it was just time consuming. But I do think in the end we came out with a very original looking, very different lightsaber with completely hidden buttons. There is nothing obstructing your hand anywhere, still has a great original kind of look, but when you're doing your spinning, the target, the sight that would have been for the blaster, really sits nicely right in your hand right there. And let's pop the chassis out here. All right, so here is our chassis. We have the Profi board on the back. This is a Profi 2.2, and it does have the pin connectors on top. We have our 18650 battery on the back, and we have a kill switch. And again, this is a 22mm speaker. Now, very simple, when you are reinserting this, just make sure that the Profi board is facing the buttons here, and that should slip in and click right in very easily. So boop, just like that, and we're in. Now, always keep in mind when you're working with any of these pin connector type things, when you slip it in, don't jam it and twist it. And if it doesn't slip and click right in, just go very easy with them. But you can see how easy that was. You put the Profi board facing the button, slip it right in. It is like a perfect fit. So like I was saying, you can get a blade with this, or if you have your own blade, feel free to use it. It is a 1-inch blade. I'm actually going to use Vader Saber's hex blade. This has 684 LEDs in it. So on here, the first sound font that you're gonna get is a Collector's Outpost kind of mismatch of things. I did the out sound, the in sound, I think some of the swings. I'm not exactly sure what the hum is. I designed like 5 or 6 different hums. I'm not sure what he used as far as programming everything, because this is a fully custom coded Profi from Vader Sabers. So that's my out. Really cool. It's like 5 or 6 different sounds that I mixed together, along with even doing some of the sounds with my mouth. And the in. So that's so that's me doing that with my mouth. And so I did 2 versions of the out sound and 1 version of the in sound. And you have me saying Shadowfall and Collector's Outpost. I think a few of the swings I also made. So the out sound will sound like this, or this. And the in sound will sound like this. And then you'll have me saying the Collector's Outpost and also
Shadowfall.
So it's really cool. I try to customize it a little bit for you. All right, let's give this a little swing.
Shadowfall.
And of course, you can change the colors. Just hold your auxiliary and tap power, hold, tap, and then give a twist. Then you find the color you want, just hit the power button.
Color selected.
So I believe this has 25 installed fonts in it. So let's give a flip just so you can hear a few of them. Now, for a 22mm speaker, this thing sounds pretty good. Listen to that. It's got a nice tone. This one roars.
The Dark Sword.
Oh, this one I actually really like. If you saw that teaser video I did, that little trailer, this is the one I used at the end. So good. Oof. Very nice. So you can actually flip forward and backwards on the font while the blade is on. All you have to do is hold either the auxiliary or the power and just give a twist while it's on. So to go forward, you're going to hold auxiliary and give a twist. And if you want to go back, hold the power, give a twist. This one's really cool. It has this yellow tone to it, but then when you swing it, kind of turns a little bit more orange. Oh, so nice. And at the end of the cycle, you do have a power font so you know where you are. All right, everybody, I think that is about it. This is my brand new custom exclusive lightsaber to Vader Sabers. This is the Shadowfall. Thank you so much to Vader Sabers for making this happen. I hope you all enjoy this. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'll put a discount code for you and a direct link down in the description if you want to check this out. All right, I will see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.